Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. So, just a couple of slides to really brush up because we had 1 week break. So, previously we studied about the power of holy names. Okay, here we refer Harinama, Krishna's names. So, what is Nama Aparadha, right? So, we studied in the previous chapter about the power of holy names, and then this chapter, first part onwards, first and also today, we are actually covering the Nama Aparadha. What is Aparadha? Aparadha means it's actually you are actually hurting someone. Someone means what? Here, what is Nama Prabhu is actually getting hurt. Nama Aparadha means you are hurting the Nama, Harinama Prabhu. So it means offenses to the holy names of Hari. So blaspheming a pure devotee of Krishna is actually a Nama Aparadha. So who is a pure devotee? This is the thing. One who completely detached from these 3 things. Kanaka, Kamini, Pratishta. Kanaka means money. They will not have any desire to accumulate money. That's it. They won't talk about money even. They are completely away from anything dealing with gold, money and all the wealth. Kamini, sense enjoyers. I want to enjoy. I want to do this. I want to, wow, this and that. That is a Kamini. Pratishta means desire to become famous. Big shot. I want to become a CEO. I want to do this and that. Big business. And so these are not pure devotees at all. So also not following Guru's instruction is also Nama Aparadha. Because that you are actually not really giving respect to Guru. So Guru is an empowered personality. Because if one thinks Guru is as an ordinary person, as we have seen, it is an aparadha too. There are so many. Anyway, so we are going to go through. However, when a Guru is chastising his disciples, it is a blessing. Okay, so we really covered that also. If a Guru is not chastising the disciple, it is not a blessing. So there are 2 things which we feel that are actually kind of contradicting, but they are not contradicting. Only a Guru can chastise. Because without chastisement, a disciple cannot grow. A disciple simply cannot advance without chastisement. Chastisement has to be there all the time. That is why all the Shastra says that when one gets chastisement from Guru, that means they are actually getting blessed, and then they will be advancing in the spiritual endeavor. Now, quickly we'll actually go through the top 10 Nama Aparadhas, what we covered. So, number 1 is criticizing or blaspheming pure Krishna devotees. Here, pure Krishna devotee is very important, because Krishna devotee actually means pure Krishna devotee. That means no Kanaka, no Kamini, no Pratishta. Then also, think people, Shiva and all the so many gods as independent or equal to Vishnu. Because, people say, oh yeah, Shiva and Vishnu are same, and these and that. They are actually making so many things which are actually contrary to the Nama Tattva. And also to think Sri Guru as ordinary and material person. We may see that Guru is actually, he also looks like me and who. But the problem is, his inside is Bhagavan's Sakti is there. Without that, he cannot become a Guru. It's simply not possible. Without Bhagavan's mercy, one cannot really preach at all. It's just not possible. And then the 4th one is blaspheming Vedas and Bhakti scriptures. There are a lot of, because there are so many scriptures, but what we are talking about is the main scriptures, which are actually primarily Bhakti scriptures. We should never blaspheme them. And to think the power of Nama is exaggeration. We will be actually covering from there, I think, today. And 6th one is to think that Harinama is an imagination. Just because, people really wanted to really make something, out of this, and, they have to encourage chanting the Harinama. Okay, that's why they did. No, it is not. Most of the Mayavadis and Jnanis, and they all think that way. Then the 7th one, to engage in sinful acts on power of Nama. Because power of Nama is so much, And in the name of the Nama, people can, they cannot really keep on doing all the sinful activities. So that itself will become a Nama Parata. That is the thing. Then 8, to think rituals are higher than Harinama. Rituals means all the, like the yajnas and, all this temple worship with these proper they're all rituals. Rituals are not at all higher than Harinama. Harinama is the highest. That is why if you see that, unlike all the sampradayas, which they really mostly they really, the gear on doing the rituals right. No, we don't really support that. We actually is for us Harinama. Only Harinama can actually make us into the Raganuga Marga. But rituals will make only Vaiti Marga. Okay? Then 9, giving Harinama to faithless people. This is another thing too. Because this is actually, we may say that, then everybody is all chanting on the road and things like that going on. But the thing is, it is actually just a vibration going on, but you are not giving them initiation. So initiation is different than just chanting on the Nagara Sankirtan. Okay, so here it means initiation. Then the 10th, not chanting even when heard the glories of Harinama. We have seen that, the glories of Harinama is really splendid. But then why we are not chanting? That itself is actually, another aparat. Okay, so now regarding the power of Harinama, it's not an exaggeration as we saw. So here is the sloka that we just read. Shruti smriti puraneshu nama mahatmya vasishu ye artavada iti bhuyur natesham nirayak shayaha. So those who consider that the mantras or Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads and other Vedic literatures are exaggeration on glories of Bhagavan's Nama, they say that they will go to hell. Because, what does it mean? Because this world don't think that this is heaven. This is also hell. So they will be put in birth after birth and suffering after suffering. All right, you go through all the Kanaka, Kamini, Pratishta, all those things and try. Finally, what happens? You are stuck in this world and also in hell. One may even tend to think that this sloka is exaggerating too. No. In this picture, we see the glimpse of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting, right? The chanting Harinama in the Jarikanda forest. When he was traveling to Vrindavan, the forest, through which he really went through, that is actually called Jarikanda forest. That is a very, very, very dangerous forest. He was going through, and there are so many wild animals. When he was chanting, all the wild animals started to dance. All the animals, they all started to dance. And lions and tigers embracing their own praise like deers and all the things. They forgot everything. They forgot what their body. This is what actually the power of Harinama is. Okay? But you may ask, then why nothing happens when we chant the holy names? We just chant the holy names, but no animal dances. Because we do not chant Suddha Nama. Suddha Nama is very, very different. Probably, so sometimes when a sadhaka is really chanting and chanting and chanting, hardly sometimes Suddha Nama comes. Suddha Nama, when it comes, you will get the darshan of Radha Krishna. That means you have done at least once, Suddha Nama is there. So then, because of the power, all karmas are burnt by Harinama. Because all the sins, all the karma, what are the different kinds of karmas that we talk about? Prarabdha karma and aprarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma means whatever the karmic reaction that we are really suffering or enjoying in this world, in this birth. But what is aprarabdha karma is something which is in the pipeline. It is coming. It will come in the next birth, then the following birth, and birth after birth after birth. They are all keep on coming. So now this means all karmas. Okay, not only prarabdha, which is actually currently that we are going through. The aprarabdha karmas are also burnt. Krishneti mangalam nama Yasya vachi pravartate Basmi Bhavandi Rajendra Mahapataka Kotayaha. This is from Vishnu Dharma Purana. O king, millions of sins are burned to ashes. If the supremely auspicious form of Krishna's Nama resides in one's mouth, you all know, our Nama Acharya is Srila Haridas Thakura. Due to his purity, so many people and devotees were just flogging so much just to see him, just to get a glimpse of him and hear from him. This made the local zamindar, like a small king in that area, he became very angry and became jealousy. So he arranged to really send a bad woman to really go to Haridas Thakur and spoil him. And then that way he can say, see, he is a bad person and I am the best one. So he wanted to really do this. So she came to Haridas Thakura, who was actually residing in a little hut, nothing. There's a tulasi plant there, and then there's a small hut there. So she was coming 3 days, one after another. But all the time Haridas Thakura I am chanting, because I have to finish all the rounds. And other than that, I cannot really even hear from you. I don't know what you really, because he also knew for what purpose she actually came. That was different thing too. Because all the divine personalities will know everything. They can read there. But anyway, so she was just chanting. And one day is gone. Second day also she came. Chanting again the same thing. I have to, because he had to complete 300,000 names per day. That means 192 rounds. Okay, so this lady was actually sitting outside, hearing, just happened to be hearing whatever the chanting that the Srila Haridas Thakura was actually doing. There was also a Tulasi nearby. That is very good combination. Chanting in front of Tulasi is very, very, very auspicious. So every day, one by one, her mood started changing. Something was happening to her. That day, she completely came to a place where she started to weep. She revealed the fact. Then he told, this is, this zamindar called Ramachandra Khan. The zamindar really arranged, her to really come and then spoil his name. Now she became a complete devotee. She immediately, she shaved her hair and took Diksha from Srila Haridas Thakura. Then Haridas Thakura said, all right, you really do this, here, sit there and chant. You don't worry about your food at all. People will be always coming and because that Krishna is supplying. So you don't have to worry about that. So then Haridas Thakur moved to a cave, giving his hut to this lady. So what you see in the picture at left, that is a shaded, that is the same place that you can actually see even now. And this actually right now there is a small branch of the things, the tree under which he used to really chant is actually standing there. You can actually see even today. It is called Madhavi tree. So now anyway, so this Haridas Thakura moved to a cave. Because he cannot stay here. So he moved to a cave, just somewhere far. And in the cave there was a very big poisonous snake living with him. But he didn't care, because he didn't care. He has no fear at all, because he knows Krishna is residing in his in his heart also. So now what happened was, when he was chanting, just because of hearing from the chanting, like that lady got this snake, big snake, very big snake, also got changed. And now the devotee started coming to this cave now, because he really moved out of the hut. And now when they came, all the devotees really felt so suffocated because of the poisonous vapors coming from the poisonous snake. So they were telling, they could not tolerate, because it was really, it was making them really sick. Then finally, there was nothing, so with a lot of hesitation, then they really told Haridas Thakura, oh please, Thakurji, Because we find it very difficult, because the thing is we are getting suffocated because of the, something is living here, because it's very bad. Then Haridasa Thakur said, yeah, there is a snake is actually just lying at the back. They said, oh, there is a snake. No, we are really scared of that. Okay, then he was saying, can you please, move to another place or something? Or no, he said, no, I am fine. He's living with me. He doesn't have a problem. I don't have a problem. What is it? Only you have a problem. So then Haridasa Thakur said, okay, if you all really want, to be safe, if you really feel, but I'm not really going to say anything. If that snake decides to really move out, then let it move. I am not going to even say that. Right when he was talking, okay, this was really months and months after the event. Finally they had to complain about it, and the snake started just, it really came out, and it was really just going just right in front of those. Look at the right side picture. Haridasa Thakur is on the right side. As you see, he's not. He doesn't have any reaction. Whereas the devotees, they are jumping. And that snake, after it went, it never returned. And never deny the power of Harinama. The power of Harinama that we are really reading, but there is no realization to most of the people. In the Brahma Samhita, Sri Bhagavan has said said through from Sri Brahma, because that is the Brahma Samhita. What happened? Brahma Samhita is a scripture which has 100 chapters, very big, and out of that only one chapter actually got, because all the others have been destroyed. And this was the scripture that was really dealing with all the prayers that Lord Brahma, after he created this world, he was praising Lord Krishna. Yennama kirtana palam vividam nishamya na sraddadati manute yet utartavadam yo manushastam iha dukkhachaye kshipami samsara ghora vivi dharti nipapiti tangam. If a human being does not become faithful when he hears the glories of Harinama, but believes them to be exaggeration, I put him in the terrible cycle of birth and death with all kinds of miseries. That is why all those people who are really going through miseries, I am not talking about just a Texas priest or something. Miseries are always there in this world. This world has been created like that, because so that we learn the lesson, and eventually we will get a shelter under Guru, who is actually all sent by Krishna, and eventually we will actually get out. So this place is not something that we can fix up and increase the standard of living, increase that, this and everything, politics. No. You are not going to fix anything. You haven't fixed anything. In the name of fixing, you are only damaging and then bringing more problems. So it's not going to really fix it. This world, no. It is under the control of Bhagavan. It's not under the control of you. It's not. And also Harinama burns more sins than one can commit. This is amazing. Namno hiyavati sakti papa nirharane hare tavat kartum na satnoti patakam pataki naraha. The potency of Sri Harinama can remove more sins than the most sinful person can possibly commit. Brahat Vishnu Purana. This is amazing. Look at the power. Here I am telling another glimpse again. Sanatana Goswami, I have been really talking about him so many times. In fact, in the South India temple that we really have, Radha Madan Mohan is actually he is a deity of this saint, Sanatana Goswami. And when he really was living in Vrindavan, it was a big forest. So he was actually living in a cave again, like very similar to Sri Haridasa Thakur. Even if you go to Vrindavan right now, you can actually see the place, but they have really put some, small building. But right next to where he was staying, there was actually a very, wild lion was also living there. So this lion, he didn't bother. Sanatana Goswami did not bother. Lion was there, and then, because what happens is, we have been seeing again Raghunath Das Goswami, same thing again, when he was, chanting, just like that, tigers come and then, drink drink water and then go without any problem at all, because they won't really bother the saintly people. This is always the case. So now here, because the lion was actually hearing the Harinama chanted by Sanatana Goswami, what happened? His heart changed again, like the snake that I told before. So the heart changed, and one day Jashid came out and fell at the feet of Sanatana Goswami. Just really put the thing. Sanatana Goswami, because he didn't really even know that there was a lion living nearby. And he said, wow, so you have been living here. And then it was living, it was sitting with him and sitting with him. Finally, it really became so, soft-hearted. And, finally what happened was, that lion became a very, very advanced devotee. And Sanatana Goswami used to really go out for begging, because that is how he lived. He never cooks. So he has to really go a little far away, in fact, Madura and all the places there to really get some chapati. You know what he will do? He really, to take the lion, and also, because it's all coming with him, nobody actually got scared. So later, he also did not go. He put a small bag on the neck of the lion, and there's a small bag, right? And this will go now. So the lion will go to some number of houses. They he collect chapati and bring that back and then give it to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami will offer that to Radha Madan Mohan, and then he will actually share something to the lion. There you can actually see the place even now where you go. But what is happening in the name of Harinama? This Harinama is used, using this for material benefits. The thing is, Harinama is really, to taken to the extreme now. And this powerful mantra is even taken for getting job and promotions. People really do that. And they mutilate the mantra, and in whatever that you are seeing, there are the real thing happening there. Even take Vishnu Sahasranama, Travina Pradaha. It is coming. If you see that, second, if you see the 46th verse, second line of Vishnu Sahasranama, this comes. What is that? Yeah, give me the, wealth, whatever that I desire, wealth, virya, this and that and this, everything. This is not right. Because Vishnu Sahasranama is not authentic. This is for the karmis, not for the bhaktas. So, what it is saying is, never associate with materialistic people. This kind of things that we have to avoid. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you just read it. When you unexpectedly meet a materialistic people who really, satisfy this, whatever that I am talking about, without even removing your cloth, just you have to take a bath. It is so sinful. Okay, this is fact. We read that. We read the same thing. Whom should we associate with them? Devotees of Krishna. How do you find out that if one is not materialistic? Is it the one who says, Krishna will take care of me getting a job? Krishna is mercy, because of her I got a good home. And because Krishna's mercy, I am, my health is good. This is bogus. Krishna has nothing to do with serving you like this. He is a supreme, he is the object of love. He is, if you want all these things, if you want to getting a job, getting promotion, getting this one, and getting a good house, getting a good wife, or whatever health, whatever, go somewhere else. Demigods are there, go and get lost from here. Some people, when they even buy a car, they really do special puja. This, for example, I will tell an incident. When we were living in Virginia, so we used to go to Shiva Vishnu temple. And there is a place where there's a place where you park the car, and that's called, like the car puja place. They will break the coconut there and do some puja, etc., etc. We just happen to see, like almost every time we go, we actually see. Because there is a Krishna there. We just go to see him. That's the only purpose. Then one day, It is very strange. We were actually coming out, right? We really saw some puja going on. And coming out, we were actually coming on before the Beltway. Before the Beltway, we were actually, there's a road, I think 120 some road. We were actually coming there, and we saw it really immediately stuck there. There was a car who got into a big accident, hitting another car with the old lady or whatever it is. They're a big mess. And I saw it was the same car with the kumkum, chandan, mala, everything is there. We saw the same thing. I immediately told, look at here what happened. What is the meaning of this puja? I am telling you. Because in front of Krishna, these kind of things are nonsense. This is what happens. These are all karmis and kamis. Don't associate with the kamis and mayavadis. Who are kamis? Sense enjoyers. What is their philosophy? Enjoy the most until you die, because we don't know where we are born. We don't know when we'll die, and until you die, you just enjoy. This is animal. So he said that, right? Because we also read that those people are called animals. And what about Mayavadis? Who are the Mayavadis? They are the ones who say Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu. They are same. Lord Shiva is more. There's so many things they do. And God has no form. This includes Swami Vivekananda also. He is a Mayavadi. Number one Mayavadi. Shankaracharya. So number one Mayavadis. We should not associate with them. For them everything is illusion. Infinity equal to zero. This is their logic, Yeah, something is nothing, nothing is everything, everything is something like that. They will go. This is actually totally crazy. If you really want to go to get admitted in the mental hospital, just to go through the philosophy, you will have enough. That's what it is. So the Harinama is the absolute. Absolute truth is the Harinama. Govinda Harinama, and Harinama is a sadhana. And also the Satya. What is Satya? Satya means end goal. Sadhana means the way, Abhideya, right? So with the Sambandha, Abhideya, then Prayojana. Prayojana is Satya. And sadhana is Abhideya. So the sadhana is chanting, and the Satya, the object is also chanting. Why? In the spiritual dimension, the abode of Lord Krishna, this is what is going on all the time. So Sutta Bhakta, then another thing is, Sutta Bhaktas do not even do pious act. This is really bizarre. Because the mood of a Sutta Bhakta is very different. He does not build hospitals, schools or whatever. He does not involve in charity either. Why don't they even do charities and helping others who are suffering? Why don't they really build hospitals, and so many people are really getting becoming blind and this and that? Why don't you fix it? Well, okay, you fix it. What will they do? Because now they are not able to watch soap opera clearly because they got cataract. And you open up, big hospitals in the name of charity and savings of lot of whatever it is, whatever you really want to do as a punya. But after operation, what they do? They will go back to the same soap opera. So because they know that the real suffering, see the thing is the Sutta Bhaktas know what is the real suffering. This bodily suffering is not, because they have been taken birth, millions of birth again and again and again. So that's not going to really end. So the real upakara or the real, the welfare is what? Is to put an end to the suffering for them forever. So what is the real charity? What is the supreme welfare? Bharata bhumite kaila manusya janma yara janma sarthaka karikara paraupakara. See, one who has taken birth in Bharata, that means especially the Bharata Bhumi, India, should make his life successful by doing the supreme welfare of what? Preaching the glories of the Lord, so that this is the supreme welfare, so to put an end to the suffering forever for the jiva. So that is why they don't really do all kinds of these kind of donations, this kind of charity, this kind of building, that building. No, they are all karmis and kamis. Suddha Bhakti is beyond material dharmas. These are also called Sat Karma. These Jada are called Jada Dharma. What are they? Yajnas, big yajnas. Yajnas are actually very big now, All right, Corona has to stop, make some yajna. Whatever they do, yajnas, Ashtanga Yoga, then Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, these are all Jada Dharmas. This is not good, right? And in fact, after hearing all the things, but still we are seeing a greatest wonder. It is not eighth wonder. This is the greatest wonder. Why people do not chant? Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva saktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaham yetadrishi tava krupa bhagavan mamapi Durdaivam itrisham iha janinanuragaham. Oh Lord, you have put all your, so much of power that you have put in your holy names. But I am not realizing that. Even after hearing all your glories of your powerful Nama, I am not realizing the power. What do they do? Do I chant? No. I am not getting interested. The interest is not coming. Why it is not coming? Why it is not coming? You have to get association with pure devotees and take shelter. Otherwise, you will not find about this power by yourself. It's not possible. Our Namacharya is Srila Haridas Thakura. Why he is? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the title. Because he was reading all the time. He was chanting all the time. 300,000 names per day. He chanted 192 rounds of Harinama every single day. That is 300,000 Harinams every day. He was born in a Muslim family. In his body, in fact, there were two personalities residing. Lord Brahma and Prahlad Maharaj, and a Vaishnava who was cursed by his father for not washing the tulasi leaves when offering to the Lord. That was actually very, very strange anyway. So there were three personalities living there. Why Lord Brahma came here? Lord Brahma wanted to, so this is the purpose he really came here. In the 5,000 years ago, when Lord Krishna was here, you all must have really heard about that, Brahma Vimohana. Lord Brahma wanted to test whether he is a small boy or he is really God. He wanted to test Krishna. So he took away the calves and the gopas and he put them to sleep somewhere. But Krishna himself manifested himself as exactly the same gopas and the same calves and cows, everything. And this was happening for a long time. This happened a long time. In material time it was 1 year, but for Brahma's time it was just a shana. So he just put the thing, and then he went to his abode and then came back to see what is he doing. But in the earth, because of the law of relativity and everything, so 1 year has really passed. That was the time all the gopas were all got married to the small girls. So all the gopis there in Vrindavan actually got married to Krishna only. This is the time. Okay. Anyway, so then when he really saw that, he could not believe. The same gopas and the cows, everything he really stole away, they are all there now. And when he really looked again, all the gopas gave the form of Narayana, not Vishnu, Narayana form, because actually what? Brahma's Ishtadeva is actually Narayana. So then he got, what a blunder I did. I have really now big. I insulted the Lord. This is very bad. So he decided. So he gave a lot of prayers, etc., and then got forgiveness. That is different. But then he wanted to himself. I should be punished. I should get punishment. So he came in the body of Srila Haridas Thakura and born in a Muslim family. And he was beaten by the Muslims, the king. That was 22 marketplaces that he was dragged and beaten, as I really told about the story before. So he wanted to get punishment by himself. Then Bhakta Prahalad is actually the most saint, right? He was the one who, for whom Lord Narasimhadev appeared. And when Lord Narasimhadev asked Bhakta Prahalad, oh Prahalad, I have come now, after killing, his Hiranyakashipu, everything. Then he asked, please ask me any boon. Bhakta Prahalad said, he said, I don't want any boon. I don't want to know. Don't trick me. No, you have to ask. Okay, then in that case, I am not going to ask anything for me. I am going to ask for my father, who was actually a demon, who was actually killed by you. Please give him, liberation. Oh, yeah, that's already done. That is done already, because anything that I kill, they will get the thing. No, you ask for something. Oh, you have to ask. No, then finally he said, oh Lord, if you really want to really give me a boon, please. So many jivas are suffering in hells, and so many suffering they are going through. Please take all the suffering and put it on me, and let me suffer on behalf of all the souls. And Narasimhadev said, oh Prahalad, now you made me in a situation where I cannot give boon. I cannot. You defeated me. But however, I will do one thing. If anyone hears your story of all the things about you, I will give liberation for them. Look at Prahalad. He is forgiving. That is the same quality that we saw when even they were beating. What was the thing that this Srila Haridas Thakura said? No, please, oh Lord, don't just people are saying Jesus Christ told or something like that. That is fine. This is even so high. It's just one saint I am talking about. How many saints like this we have? So many. Yes, that is Bhakta Prahalad. Namacharya is really great. So the Namacharya is like Haridas Thakur. So the thing is, you should follow. In fact, the same Haridas Thakura was the one who initiated. Who? Durga Devi. Durga Devi herself came to test. He also got defeated like the lady that I was talking about. She also got defeated. Durga Devi, how can? He said, yeah, I can actually, put in illusion everybody. Shiva, Brahma, everybody I can put. But you are devotee, same Brahma. Look at here. But because he got the association with, as associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is so high. And Durga Devi asked, I want to get initiation from you. And she got initiation. So the Nama is a powerful thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world to give us the wonderful share, wonderful jewel that we really have.
Jaya Jaya Hari Naam Chidananda Mrita Dham Paratatva Aksharakar. Jaya Jaya Hari Naam Chidananda Mrita Dham Paratatva Aksharakar. निज जन कृपा करे नाम रूप अवतारी निज जन कृपा करे नाम रूप अवतारी जीव दया करिले अपार जीव दया करिले अपार.
All glories to the holy name, the abode of immortal transcendental bliss, the supreme absolute truth, who possesses an eternal form, has descended in the form of the holy name. He shows mercy to his devotees and shows boundless compassion and kindness to all fallen souls.
जय हरे कृष्ण राम जगत जन सुविश्राम सर्वजन मानस रंजना जय हरे कृष्ण राम जगत जन सुविश्राम सर्वजन मानस रंजना मुनि वृंद निरादार जिना मेरे समादार मुनि वृंद निरादार जिना मेरे समादार कोर गाय बोरिया बदाना कोर गाय बोरिया बदाना.
All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is called by different names such as Hari, Krishna, and Rama. He is the auspicious resting place of all living entities within the universe, and he delights the minds of all the souls. Great sages, honoring his holy name, constantly sing that holy name, filling their mouths with a sound.
ओ हे कृष्ण नमस्कार तुम्ही सर्व शक्तिदान जीवेर कल्याण वितरणे ओ हे कृष्ण नमस्कार तुम्ही सर्व शक्तिदान जीवेर कल्याण वितरणे तुम विन भाव सिंधु उधारित नाही बंधु तुम विन भाव सिंधु उधारित नाही बंधु असियाच जीव उद्धरणे असियाच जीव उद्धरणे.
O eternal holy names of Krishna, you possess all powers and bestow auspiciousness upon the living beings. Without you, there is no other friend to deliver us from the ocean of material existence. You have come for the deliverance of all the fallen souls.
अचिताप जीवे जता तुम्ही सब को रोहत हिलाय तुम्हारे एक बार अचिताप जीवे जता तुम्ही सब को रोहत हिलाय तुम्हारे एक बार दाके जदि कोनो जान होय दिन किंचन दाके जदि कोनो जान होय दिन किंचन नहीं देखी अन्य प्रतिकार नहीं देखी अन्य प्रतिकार.
For all the souls within this world, there is much misery and sorrow. O Harinam, if someone calls upon you just one time, feeling himself very meek and lowly, possessing nothing and seeing no other remedy for his relief, you then easily destroy all his sorrows. Yes.
तव स्वल्प स्फूर्ति पाए उग्रताप दूर जाए लिंग भंग होए अनायासे तव स्वल्प स्फूर्ति पाए उग्रताप दूर जाए लिंग भंग होए अनायासे भक्ति विनोदा कोई जय हरि नाम जय भक्ति विनोदा कोई जय हरि नाम जय पदता की तू पद आशे पदता की तू पद आशे.
If if one simply obtains a slight reflection or glimmer of you, then all sorts of terrible miseries disappear. Thakura Bhaktivinoda says, all glories to the holy name of Lord Hari. O Harinam, I perpetually fall at your lotus feet.